You ready? Yeah. Well, alright then. R-E-Z-M-A-R-I-N-O. Let's go, Rez Marino.
He's joking.
Alright, no, I'm joking. The first piece I'm going to perform for you is called The Miseducation of Rez Marino. It was inspired by a few things, Miss Lauryn Hill, and all other that good stuff. Alright, so the first one I'm going to do, let's go. Realize me as an equal, because I still haven't heard the voices of my ancestors. Nothing has changed, this cry for help and viewed as just another sequel. As the blind still lead the blind and the blind still blindly follow. And the working class still get shortchanged, but like I said, nothing's changed. Because mum working 2 jobs wasn't used to me. And I know now it's still how it used to be. She said she came here to do BBC, and for those who don't know, that stands for British Bum Cleaning. But it's funny how the BBC doesn't show BBC. And all we have to do is open our eyes and soon we'll see that we help build dreams that we can't even afford. Is it because we have our priorities twisted over a light-skinned broad? You see? Chivalry died for me as soon as the hunger for success took that space on the podium. I'm only trying to spit real shit, please hold your Imodium. All I'm saying is that our other whole doors open for success. And all I'm asking is for the world to let me live. But living gets hard when the increases are not increase of uni fees, bus fares, train fares, but not wages. And the thing that scares me is that nobody rages. It seems like my generation is taught to shout in silence. They say something about the digital age and how it's all the rage, and gone are the days that we used to page. But understand that 140 character rant is not going to move mountains. Let's march on Parliament like we're marching on Washington and put the power back into the people's hands. Because I'm sure we know where money's needed in our community. Because I'm sure once that's done, we'll soon find the unity in community. Because if money equals power and respect, let's give the masses the money, which means they'll get the power to show each other a little bit more respect. So in perspective, I put this. Educate yourself, because society will happily teach you that the person sitting right next to you is the real enemy. But understand that lies, hypocrisy, deceit and propaganda are the real enemies. So please people, educate yourselves. I like to keep my spoken word pieces short and sweet, very much like myself. So it's on to the next one we go. This one's called BBM Status, and I think you'll get what inspired it from when you hear it. I saw a BBM status that everybody needs a father. I stopped and thought, what would I rather? A boy in a body but with the shell of a man. I couldn't understand how I have more responsibilities than the person I call father. Or rather, how I handle my responsibilities better than the person I call father. Because laughter filled me right before I cried. To see the superhero figure that I thought would never ever die, died. Now you can tell by my size I like a little apple crumble. But I swear to God it was hard to digest when the apple in my eye crumbled. She blamed herself for his iniquities. I wasn't too sure who to blame, because we talk about raising a new generation. We talk about how freedom of the mind will lead to emancipation. We talk about how struggles and strife may lead to one's damnation. We talk about how hard work and dedication will lead to one's celebration. We talk about what we talk about, right? But what do we really talk about? 100 likes on the Insta. But do we talk about how MP swindling expenses gone away with a slap on the wrist is juxtaposed to a boy selling dope on the street, 5 years and cuffs on his wrists? Why? Because we perpetuate a myth. We'll rather show on Facebook a guy talking about clapping hammers. A few months down the line, there's a judge clapping hammers. What we fail to understand is that time waits for no man. It gets to a point where you become characterized by time, because I'm torn between my dreams and reality like 9:15. And even though I can admit it, I've been down real low, begging with both hands on my floor, 6:30. But all I ever worked for, all I ever tried for, is to have both my hands lifted up like a champion, 12 o'clock. Because when I thought I was the smartest man, I thought my mum could hold up the world with one hand, but then my world morphed into something I can never imagine. Imagine chairs rolling down mum's face, because dad couldn't embrace his responsibility of his creation, as if he was Frankenstein. Well, should I be the monster to rebel and have 19 years and nothing to prove? I must improve. I learned that the cereal box family was only for a privileged few, but even then, they were still as fucked up as the next few. Imagine Uncle Nas never told me I could be what I want to be. I want to be the best I can possibly be, seconds whoever doubted me. Yeah, I could have probably moved B. One light, too dark, but then I know when I'm caught up like mum, this fan's too dark, and no, I've never been about that life and truth. I've never used a knife, but with the knowledge I got, I sharpen my pencil till it's as sharp as a knife, and I'll cut through notebooks till I design and redesign my future. Moving on for history. I won't ever live another man's dream because that's his story. But it seems like we will only wake up when the shackles have been put back on. So let's make history, and use history to historically analyse our lives because nothing much has changed from the time we call history. Because I remember a time recently when people were planking like how they did it back in history. It's still a mystery. They say I'm free now, but my Instacart tracks everywhere I go digitally. And even though the moment has just passed, you could argue that everything I've just said is now history.
Amazing.
To be honest with you, I've just started. This is my first performance. This is my first performance, and my Twitter's @Rez Marino, REZMARINO. Let's go.
Wicked, man. Alright, give it up for Rez Marino. Amazing, amazing.